Today we're driving the all-new 2022 Honda Civic Sport, and this car has all of the HPD aerodynamic accessories. We've got side skirts, a rear lip spoiler, a lower valance for the rear bumper, some badging, these nice black wheels, blacked out mirrors, and a lower lip spoiler as well as a blacked out front badge. Pretty sharp looking car. This new Civic has taken a much different design direction from the previous generation, and I gotta be honest, I really like it. Honda's gone a little bit more conservative with the design language. They've opened up the feel and the look of the cabin. You get much better visibility with these lower door sills. It's a very sharp looking car, slightly longer wheelbase, slightly wider track, rides well, drives great. This one has the 2-liter naturally aspirated engine. That engine is available in the Sport and the EX, and the LX and Touring trims get the 1.5-liter turbo. This engine makes 158 horsepower and 138 pound-feet of torque, and that's mated to a continuously variable transmission. On the inside, the simple, minimalist design theme continues. We've got some new design language here from Honda, a dashboard that kind of reminds me of the Honda E, the electric car in Europe. More on the interior in a minute. Let's take a look at this engine. Nice looking engine bay. I love that Honda still makes their engines look like engines, not just a big piece of plastic. All the things here are accessible. It looks easy to work on. There's a lot of space. It's set pretty nice over the front axle. We have driven the 1.5-liter turbo. So if you want to see our full review on that, check out the link in the top comment. Nice to be able to drive both the 1.5 turbo and this 2-liter naturally aspirated engine in the same day. So we'll give you guys some thoughts and comparisons between the two on this drive. This new Civic has very easy to use, user-friendly ergonomics. Traditional shifter, nothing crazy or weird, no button shifter. Turn off auto stop start. There's your electronic parking brake. A little bit of storage down here. Look at these vents. How cool is that? You just kind of rotate the knob in the direction you want the air to go, and if you pull down, it turns off the vent. Pull up, it turns it back on. I like that. Dials with a very nice tactile feeling for the climate control. So simple, so minimalist. I love it. It looks really nice. A very nice, soft, supple leather on the steering wheel. We get it looks like the same reverse camera that we've had in previous generations. Not the most impressive reverse camera, kind of a weird level of distortion, but you get a couple different views that show you various things. Let's take this new Civic for a drive, see what it's like on the road. Honda does make some of the best CVTs in the business. For normal driving and regular use, they're incredibly efficient. They're pretty responsive, even off the line there, getting a little bit of wheel spin. On first impressions, this 2-liter naturally aspirated engine feels great. Decent amount of torque, good amount of power. It's pretty quiet. We just had a Honda Accord Sport in a couple weeks ago, and the way this Civic drives down the road, feels over bumps, handles corners, it reminds me of just a slightly smaller Honda Accord, and that's a really good thing because the Honda Accord is just one of the best driving Hondas I've driven in a long time. And this new Civic really feels more grown up, more refined, better balanced. The handling is excellent. We'll get some turns up here. I'll show you guys what it's like around the corner. Sport mode gives you a pretty fun driving experience considering this is just a kind of an economy car with a CVT. You have 7 simulated gears. The pedals are responsive. You get this on a back road, you can definitely play around with your revs with the paddle shifters, and that's kind of nice. We've got a couple corners coming up here. steering is flat and predictable. These seats are nicely bolstered. Cloth keeps you in nice and sturdy. I'm not rolling around in here too much. These seats are very comfortable too. No complaints there. Ride quality is excellent, even on these larger 18-inch wheels. All of my inputs feel very nicely tuned. Steering weight is weighted well. Not a ton of steering feel, but enough to kind of know what's going on with the chassis. We've got a slightly different touchscreen here, a little bit smaller than the touring trim that we have in our other video, but nice to see that difference. Still have volume controls, track selection, a lot of physical buttons, which I like. Let's see how Honda sensing works on a back road. On initial impressions in the touring car, this is the best Honda sensing system I've used ever. It's great. It does a really nice job keeping you centered in the lane with the steering assist. All right, we're still in sport mode, so we're going to keep those revs up a little bit. I gotta say, guys, for just a normal Civic, this drivetrain is great. It feels a little bit quicker, a little bit sharper, a lot more responsive than the previous Civic with a 2-liter base engine. And if you want just a little bit more power, that 1.5 turbo packs a punch. But that said, this base 2-liter is just fine. I don't think you'll have any problems or be wanting for any extra power, unless if you just want that extra sporty driving experience. But there's also going to be a Civic Si, there's also going to be a Civic Type R. Drop a couple gears here, simulated gears. Just driving on some of these back roads today, these pedals are fun. Handling feels great. Very neutral. Maybe not quite as sharp as the Nissan Sentra with that dual pinion rack steering, but pretty good for a front-wheel drive car. When you're just putzing around normally, the engine doesn't need to rev too high to get it going. Yeah, really nice dynamics, very good body control over bumps. Upon first impressions, this new Civic seems like a really nice car, a really nice package. They've definitely upped the sophistication and the maturity of this new Civic. I love the design, I love the layout, everything is simple and easy to use, user-friendly. You've got a good amount of differentiation between the drive modes, between Eco, Normal, and Sport. We even get a little bit of deceleration off throttle in Sport mode, which is fun. Do I have any complaints? Well, these are pretty early production cars. They may even be pre-production prototypes. I am sensing a few little rattles here and there in the dashboard. This screen, when you push it, you're a little more aggressive with your inputs, it tends to tilt back a little bit. Now, I don't believe the Civic Sport has it, but one of the biggest pieces of news with this new Civic, for me personally, is the Bose premium audio system. And that alone may be worth upgrading to some of the higher trims just to have it, because Honda's they haven't had the best audio system. They've been okay, they've been average. Let's hit one more corner and see how we do. Nice turn in. Oh yeah. Hopefully this gives you guys an idea of what it's like to drive this new Honda Civic. Very excited for the SI and Type R variations. On first impressions, this seems like a pretty solid little car. Terrible parking job, but that's okay. We'll make do. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Take it easy. A lot of room in the back seats. I just realized on our walk around, we didn't look at the back seats. A lot of legroom, a lot of space. They've extended the vehicle just a bit back here to allow for some more passenger volume. Very comfortable place to be, especially for a subcompact sedan. Very comfortable in the back. Good amount of trunk space. Do we have a spare tire? We even have a spare tire.